What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hanging Heavy. As always, I'm Desecrator, and this is the podcast where the topic can get as heavy as the host. I just want to go ahead and thank you guys for coming back and taking another listen. I appreciate you coming back, and if you keep coming back and you're a regular, get a beer, bitch. It's gonna be another one. Another one. Damn it, I wish I had a sidekick like DJ Khaled to be like, another one. What did you want? You wanted a beer? Another one. Anyway, I always like to start it off by letting you know, if you haven't already, go ahead and download the Podbean app. It makes for a lot easier listening. You automatically get a notification when I upload a new episode. You can like, you can comment, you can subscribe to other podcasts. You could even start your own. I did, and look at me, 18 weeks in, 17 weeks in now. So, go ahead and download the Podbean app. You can also, if you don't want to put any bullshit on your phone or device, you can go to the website, hangingheavy.podbean.com, for easy listening. And if you fucking don't want to do that, you can check me out on on YouTube. Just go ahead and in the search, type in Hanging Heavy Podcast, and fucking there I am. Fucking all 10 views. So if you want, go ahead and watch that way too. I don't discriminate. But yeah, go ahead and if you can, also go ahead and shout out the link on your social media and help me spread the herpes. And let's dive right into it. So the other day I went to pump some gas, and I noticed a model of the year Camaro. No one in it or pumping gas into it. So I figured they were paying or buying something or fucking whatever, right? Typically it's a big douchebag magnet, or some dumb kid's driving his dad's car or some shit like that. So that's what I had in the mental picture that I was making of the driver of said car. And I'm pumping gas into mine, and a couple minutes pass, and I notice a short, fat bitch walking my direction. There aren't any cars, and I'm not looking for a date, so put two and two together. Why the fuck do fat bitches like to squeeze their fat asses into cars that are designed for someone fucking half their size? You don't see me trying to drive a fucking smart car, do you? I'd probably only be able to get fucking half a cheek on that seat, and I'd have to fucking lean out the back hatch just to fit in the sumbitch. That's fucking one thing I'll never understand. Like, I get it, like, oh, you have to be body positive, Desecrator. This is 2018. You can't body shame people. You can't fat shame. Well, no, actually, fuck you. I don't have to listen to that bullshit. No, I don't. Get a car that's practical your fucking body size, you fat bitch. Or something that is fucking useful. I don't get that, or it's like short little dudes that get fucking monster trucks, jacked up truck, because they have to fucking climb into the bitch like some 5-year-old on a playground jungle gym. That's another one I'll never understand. I mean, as a Texan, I get it. Trucks are fucking badass. But at the same time, driving one every day for years kind of sucks dick. After a while, have a nice, fucking roomy, comfortable car to just fucking chill in is also fucking gravy. I just, as a man of stature, It's kind of hard to just fucking comprehend why people want to be stuffed into a fucking little ass car. Yeah, I get it. It goes fast. Oh, it's fucking fancy. It's a sports car, really. But I mean, really? There's no fucking there's no space for me to fucking stretch my legs. I gotta be fucking crammed into this little clown car. Get the fuck out of here. So the fall is slowly starting to lull its way into effect here in Texas, which it ends up always being later than sooner. But this time of the year always brings me back to the same bands over and over, year in and year out. Us humans, we are such creatures of habit, and I see it now. Every fall, I always get drawn to the Misfits, clearly because of Halloween. But at the same time, it brings in that October rust. And by that, I mean type O fucking negative. Don't know why, but around this time of the year, it just feels right. Don't get me wrong, these bands are always in my shuffle playlist year round. But these are the months that it just clicks. It just feels right, like they were made for one another, and I find that beautifully fantastic. If you aren't a fan or haven't really heard either of these bands, what the fuck is your problem, man? Why do I even talk to you? But seriously, fucking great jams. Speaking of music, Lil Bitch, Lil Kit, that's not right. Lil Nobody, no, that's not. Oh, it's Lil Xan is in the news right now. Not because of some dope album he dropped or some hot single that he's got released, obviously, but because the little white boy can't handle his spicy food, aka his flaming hot. Fucking pussy. I want to stay on topic of music, so I'm just going to throw this out there. Queen, the band, not the gay guys, to me, is overrated. Boo. Boo. That's not cool, bro. Fuck you, it's my opinion. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments below. So currently it's a shitstorm outside. Thunder and lightning galore. Some rain is typical in Texas, but in Texas fashion, not very much. Anyway, I was driving during said storm, and lightning bolt flashes crashing perfectly into my focal view, dead center, as if it was placed there just for me. Anyway, at this time, I had a song playing in the background. Because who likes to listen to road noise, you fucking freak? It was at this time I noticed the song fit the weather so majestically. I had to save the song title just for you, my little babies. The song was Moments Part 1 by Stealing Axion. Check it out next time there's a brutal storm rolling through your parts. It was so perfect, in sync, I had to mention it. So, let's talk about video games. For all you console plebs, I'm talking to you PlayStation Plus account holders. The free games of the month of October have been released, and they are, drumroll please, Friday the 13th and Laser League? Well, looks like PlayStation finally broke to the will of Fortnite. God damn it, this game won't go away. This time it's relatively good news though. If you weren't in the loop, PlayStation has been kinda asshole about letting their consoles cross-platform with Xbox and select other Switch, PC, but it looks like Fortnite finally has enough dick to throw around and made PlayStation bow before them. They announced they will be looking into allowing cross-platform with Xbox, PC, Switch, Android, and iOS. You're welcome, says Fortnite. They launched the beta for this on September 27th. Hopefully no toxicity ruins this, but we all know it will. The studio Telltale Games made an announcement last Friday, September 21st, that they are enacting a major studio closure, resulting in jobs numbering in the hundreds lost at their California-based studio. They're famous for making The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and Batman universe stories. This news rippled through the industry. What's next? How could it have happened to them? They had some success with these titles. People think it's a lack of money being brought in, but this is a story that has been in the making since March of last year, when the founder and CEO Kevin Bruner announced his departure. It was reported later he was forced out from their board members. Their board members of directors. Board of directors? Yeah, let's go with that. And see, that therein lies the problem with the suits in the industry. In November of 2017, they enacted a round after round of layoffs, which led to almost 25% of the company being booted. In March of this year, a source leaked that they were under so much pressure by the toxic management, among other shocking claims, some working up to 18-hour workdays were forced upon them. So this brings us up to date, more or less. Some less than fantastic stories and some less interesting. And the 20th of this month, management informed employees that it was in negotiations with media colossus AMC, saying that funding talks were going so well. The next day, more than 200 heads were chopped. This isn't the whole story, but it's enough to say that this doesn't happen overnight. Sucks, but that's business, baby. It's dirty. Heads gotta roll. Fuck. Oh well, their game sucked anyway. Okay, so these sounds you're hearing are apparently the result of a new an Overwatch character got, and people are concerned that the sounds are more not safe for work than ever before. This is a sound some characters are getting when they're being hit in the face with liquid hot magma. You listen real quick. Does it sound like he's having a bad time? Yeah, it sounds like he's coming. I get it. But maybe they should just leave it in the game. let fucking nerds jack off to it even more than they do now. There's Overwatch porn. It's not like people fucking care about that, but the sound it makes, oh shit, I hope nobody knows I'm playing Overwatch. Oh, seriously, it's more about competition than it is anything. I'm a healer. See, it's just strategy. It's strategy, guys. It's just not fucking fun. It's not a game. It's real life, guys. Just fucking do this shit. So, apparently in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, there's a large statue that at the tip of the statue, which happens to be of Zeus, casting a lightning bolt down onto society. The tip of the lightning bolt is a waypoint and spawn place, teleport, whatever the fuck they decided to do with it. That you have to obviously fucking reach the tippy top. You get that cutscene where the eagle looks around, the eagle eye, hawk vision, whatever the fuck they want to call it. But Zeus is naked, so you can climb his rock hard cock. Yeah, I guess they thought it was a great idea to do that, because now you can, if you've ever played the game, when you're climbing, you can like stutter your climb so it looks like you're struggling. So many fucking memes are gonna be made of people fucking pretending to jerk off this statue. They even did commentary of said statue. Oh, I don't think I should be climbing here. So says the character. But they decided to put it in the game. For what I think is fucking amazing, people are making mods in the GTA 5 platform, and some are fucking sick. There's the Hulk one, the Iron Man Hulkbuster suit mod. That one's fucking dope. The newest one that's fucking making waves is the Predator script mod, and it looks fucking crazy. Like, you get the fucking the little shit that he shoots off of your shoulder. You can fucking shoot shit down. You obviously look like a fucking badass. So people that do mods like this and don't get paid, like, fuck, you guys are fucking the real MVP. I wish I could do that shit, but I'm just a fucking idiot that would rather pay somebody to fucking do it for me. Yeah. Capitalism at its finest. If there's anything that I left out that you think is noteworthy in video game news, leave a note in the comments. Leave a like. Share the episode. Right in there. So, apparently Tom Hardy, the actor that's in the new Venom movie, went on record saying that Conor McGregor was his inspiration for Eddie Brock. The fuck he just say? He said it's his always looking to fight anyone attitude. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck Conor. That potato eating piece of shit. Bill Cosby? Who said that? He only got a max 10 years. The sly motherfucker. The only reason he got so little time was because it was only one account against him. So, he'll just die a rapist. Sorry, I just had to wang jangle that motherfucker in there. There was no smooth transition to that. So, I don't know if you guys are, but I'm a fan of Kevin Hart. I think he's a funny storyteller. But holy shit, his newest movie looks like a steaming pile. Melanie Radish, or whatever the fuck her name is, isn't funny. She's actually off-putting. Fucking, I'd rather listen to Amy Schumer tell other comedians jokes less funny than they can than watch something with this bitch in it. But he's a big deal. He's a big name at this point, and it'll sell tickets. Those ride-along movies he did with Ice Cube were pretty cheesy, but there were some funny moments in them. I mean, senseless, dumb movies are good to watch every now and then. Not everything has to be deep and symbolic, people. Sometimes I just want a caveman and just watch boom booms and fire, guns, titties. I just wanted to say this next part is a listener request. And he wanted me to discuss the comedian or TV personality, Eric Andre. And how he purposely makes people feel uncomfortable enough to challenge their comfort zone. If you haven't seen his show, it's highly underrated. He's a god of the darkest comedies. Sometimes shock comedy, but always on the edge of just fucked up enough. From how I see it, it's his take on those shitty cable access TV shows and talk shows, and he takes them over the edge and freaks out his guests. But he does most of this shit that you see. It's not just fucking camera trickery and CGI. It's kind of like the Tom Green show, but with a lanky, erratic black man. He also has a straight man, and it's stand-up comedian Hannibal Buress. And they just throw the most random shit out and see what sticks. From the episodes that I've seen, he gets people to walk off stage a lot. He also does sketches and skits and live pieces, and those are also fucking way out there. But there's some episodes that, if you guys get a chance, I want you to check them out. There's this episode where he interviews Flavor Flav. It's clearly one of my favorite moments. He fucking spazzes him out badass. There's another one where he interviews the rapper T.I. And he almost makes it all the way, but eventually he walks out also. Another host, he grosses the shit of... you can tell her skin is crawling. Lauren Conrad of The Hills fame. He also freaks out Jeanette McCurdy from her Nickelodeon past and her new fucking career of making shit Netflix movies. His shit is funny in the sickest ways, and he isn't given enough credit. He's fucking funny, and he's pushing the bar. Knowing who he is and what he does, I wouldn't really be fazed, but these people that have tons of press work and just do the spot to get paid have no idea what they're getting into, and it's fucking gold. Now that I think about it, it's kind of weird how I enjoy watching people squirm in the hot seat, but he just does the most outlandish shit. He's a grown-ass old man, and I wonder if people leave with some kind of PTSD or just like, fuck this, I'm clearing the rest of my day. Fuck my schedule, I'm done. After the shit that he does to them. Check him out, The Eric Andre Show. I think it's on Cartoon Network. But, I mean, there's tons of clips on YouTube. So, yeah, get a chance, check him out. Seeing how it's almost October, I think I'm going to bring back my SKC bit. Serial Killer Corner. On a cold December night in 1968 in Vallejo, California, Stella Borges was driving with her family down the road. Lake Herman Road, that is. When in the near distance, her headlights picked out a station wagon parked in a nearby exit. As she drove closer, she noticed two bodies sprawled beside the car. In terror, she accelerated. Driving down the road like a mad woman, flashing her headlights and honking the horn, she finally flagged down a police car. Minutes later, police were on the scene. 17-year-old David Faraday and his girlfriend, or date for the night, Betty Lou Jensen, were both gunned down. David had a bullet wound to the head and was unresponsive. Betty tried to run for her life, but the gunman stopped her, maybe 10 yards away, shooting her 5 times on the back. She was dead when they arrived. An ambulance attendant told reporters that night, "I never saw so much blood on the side of the road in my life." And this is what began the reign of terror known as the Zodiac Killer. A year went by, nearly, because the Vallejo Police Headquarters received a phone call July 5th in the early hours, 1969. A man called to notify them of double murder in a park nearby. The person that took this call said he spoke very methodically, with purpose, with no emotion, as if he was reading from a script. He called to let them know that not only did he kill these 2 people, but he also killed Betty Lou and David from the murder that was never solved in 1968. And this was the first indication that they were not dealing with unrelated crimes anymore, but with that of a serial killer. Coincidentally, the police were already on scene because 3 teenagers had notified them when they stumbled across the couple. 19-year-old Mike McGill was found slumped against the right rear tire of a brown Corvair, bleeding heavily from gunshot wounds to the neck, leg, and arm. Darlene Farron, 22, she was in the driver's seat, suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. She was not so lucky. She died on the way to the hospital. The caller, despite claiming to be the murderer, was wrong, because McGill survived. McGill finally came to and told him the story that turned into the character that we know now as the Zodiac Killer. He stated that a white male approached the car, shining a flashlight. Without saying a word, he started firing and firing and firing. When he finally finished, he turned back and walked away towards his own car and drove away. McGill cried out in pain, and the white male returned to fire 2 more shots. He walked back to his car and sped off, this time for good. He identified the man as beefy with a large face, driving a light brown vehicle. In August of that same year, 1969, 3 separate newspapers received almost identical letters, claiming to be from the man who attacked the 4 people. The letters included information about the crime scene only the killer would know. They all put their resources together to try to stop this madman. They all received similar letters, but one of them was a 408 symbol, cryptogram, that the killer claimed would reveal his identity. The papers all published their parts of the cryptogram, along with the killer's ominous threats to kill again. Within a week, a man claimed to have broken the cryptogram, and this is what it said, complete with spelling errors and grammatical errors. I like killing people because it's so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all to kill. Something gives me the most thrilling experience. It's even better than getting your rocks off with a girl. The best part of it is that when I die, I will be reborn in paradise. And those that I have killed will become my slaves. I will not give you my name because you will try to slow me down or stop collecting my slaves for my afterlife. The rest of it appeared to be gibberish, only to pad out the code. No one has deciphered this yet, so the killer could have used it to throw everyone off. The summer quickly faded into autumn, and when student Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell were out on a trip to the shores of Lake Berryessa, Cecilia noticed a man seemed to be watching them. Without his glasses on, Brian didn't notice, but only became aware of the man when he was practically upon them. It was stated that he was wearing a bizarre costume. A square hood with clip-on sunglasses covered his entire head, and a bib came down over his chest with what was sewn a crosshair symbol that the Zodiac signed his letters with. The man told the two youngsters that he had just escaped from prison and needed money and a car in order to get to Mexico. Hart now offered his wallet and car keys and tried to keep the guy calm, but the man ordered Cecilia to tie Brian up, and once she had done so, he tightened the binds and then tied her up too. They laid helplessly on the ground as he took out a knife and stabbed Brian 6 times in the back. As Cecilia watched in terror, he stood over her, knife dripping with Brian's blood, and proceeded to stab her 10 times. He calmly walked away, taking neither their keys or their precious belongings. They both survived and managed to summon help from a fisherman that was out on the lake. But by the time ambulance showed up, they both had been bleeding heavily for more than an hour. Cecilia died 2 days later. Brian incredibly survived. Again, the Zodiac called the police to take credit. From a payphone they traced to downtown Napa. He also left a taunting message written with marker pen on the door of Brian's white car. It gave the dates of the previous attacks along with the date and time of this one. September 27th, 69, 6:30. The Zodiac added, by knife, to signal a change in his weapon of choice. Since Brian didn't have his glasses on, he couldn't clearly identify the man that attacked him. He could only identify what he wore. Old-style trousers, black or dark blue, and a dark blue windbreaker-style jacket. He was heavy-set, 5'5" to 5'9". He spoke in a drawl that Brian described as distinctive, but he couldn't place the accent. Brian glimpsed quickly at his greasy dark brown hair through the eye holes of the man's mask. Later, police found a size 10.5 wing walker boot print. But this is all they had to go on. September came and passed. On October 11th, a Saturday, 1969, a San Francisco cab driver picked up a fare at the corner of Mason and Geary Streets in Union Square, San Francisco. His passenger asked to be taken to an area near the Presidio in the northern tip of the peninsula. It's not known whether the man jumped into the car in the front seat or the back seat. But what is known is that the man was picked up was the Zodiac Killer. Nearing 10 o'clock, Stein arrived to the destination. Nobody reported hearing gunshots that blew apart the back of Stein's head. But 3 teenagers noticed a cab parked outside their house, and a man in the front seat rifling through the dead driver's pockets, taking his wallet, ID, and keys to the car. The body of Paul Stein was found slumped, meaning that the killer must have been covered in blood as he calmly walked away. Again, no one could say what the man looked like, just vague descriptions of how tall he was and what he looked like, being just a white man in his early 40s. October 13th, a letter was sent to the San Francisco Chronicle. And guess who it was from? It was from the Zodiac. And it read, "I think I shall wipe out a school bus some morning. Just shoot out the front tire and then pick off the kiddies as they come bouncing out." This caused wide panic spread across California. And they changed all their bus routes and even had unmarked police cars follow them, just to be safe. November 10th, the Zodiac wrote another letter and began claiming to have now killed 7 people, 2 more than the police have thus far associated with him. In the enclosing details, he sent detailed diagrams to back up his claim. He outlined his plan to carry out a terroristic attack on school children using a bomb he described as the Death Machine. He also sent out another cryptogram containing 340 mysterious characters, but to this day, that message has never been decoded. There have been countless attempts and claims that the code had been broken, but none have been successfully accepted. On December 20th, 1969, exactly 1 year after the first murder, the Zodiac posted a further letter to prominent lawyer Melvin Belli, along with another swatch of Paul Stein's bloody shirt. He claimed to now have killed 8 and stated that the death machine was taking longer to prepare than he imagined. He wished Belli a happy birthday and asked him to help to control this thing inside of him. After that, there were several communications later that were supposedly sent from Zodiac, but now those are mostly all considered fakes. It's 2018, and they still have yet to find the Zodiac Killer. I just want to thank you guys again for continuing to listen. Like I said, if you haven't downloaded the Podbean app, go ahead and download that. Makes for easy listening. You automatically get notified when I upload. You can like, comment, share. You could even start your own podcast. Thank you guys for continually listening, and hopefully October gets a little more scary. Go ahead and if you don't catch the Podbean app, you can go to the website hangingheavy.podbean.com, or even go on YouTube and search youtube.com search bar Hanging Heavy Podcast, and there we are, baby. Go ahead, and if you get a chance, shout me out on your social media, because we know they just had 50 million user accounts leaked from Facebook. Yeah, go ahead and add me on your Twitter, your Instagram, wherever you can get my podcast seen by the most people, babies, because I don't trust anybody enough to do it myself. Thank you guys, and rich and rare.